Everybody, welcome to webinar number 23 of the Independent Gyms series webinar schedule. So flying along now, we are heading into the weekend before gyms reopen in England, which is it's a really surreal feeling. I think I felt like I've been locked down forever. So I don't know about you, we're really excited to get back. Scotland, obviously not too far away, 2 weeks after England, not us, that sounds wrong. And then the good news, well, slightly better news coming out of Wales, they've had their reopening move forward a week, which is great. So it's all fairly positive for most of us, which is great. Today's webinar is hosted by Fisikal, in particular, Rob Lander. So Fisikal actually do a lot more than I realised. I've always assumed they were kind of a membership management system, but they do a full suite of products, which Rob is going to explain a lot better than I do when I hand you over. As always, we're going to be doing a Q&A at the end of the webinar. So if you've got any questions, drop it through the chat feature, and we'll fire them to Rob there. And we are recording this, so if you're not watching it live, we will pop it into the group, and you can catch up as well. So I think on that note, Rob, I'm going to hand over, and away you go.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Rob, for having me on your webinar series today. So really grateful to be part of this series. And I wanted to talk about the hybrid model and how that now affects the landscape that we're involved in. So COVID has catapulted the fitness industry into a digital age. Gone are the days of being limited to the four walls of a gym in order to be able to work out. The fitness industry has become now a digital force. Users can now access high quality content and live streaming or on demand in the comfort of their own homes. Brand giants such as Netflix, Amazon have driven consumers to expect brands to identify and respond to their bespoke requirements. This has now become the baseline requirement that we believe that members will demand from their gym partner. And we believe that's the hybrid model. My name is Rob Lander. I'm the CEO and founder of Fisikal. Fisikal was launched back in 2011, specializing in innovating tools for health and fitness industry and their trainers to support their customers inside and outside of their facilities. Fisikal works as a technology partner for the organizations we work with, enabling operators to customize their existing solutions to meet their business requirements. We also collaborate with other software providers such as health club membership systems so that operators have the best-in-class solutions they need for their business. In today's sessions, we're going to look deeper at the hybrid model and show you how Fisikal can help deliver these solutions to your customers. So first, let's go through and explore why do people engage with digital offerings. So we believe that people engage with digital offerings now because of COVID, that the clubs are closed. You can train wherever, whenever you like. You have easy access to exercise, a fantastic variety of classes, and you can train with the best instructors. So that makes that whole proposition extremely easy. Why do people go to health clubs? Well, health clubs offer fitness experiences, not just a workout. The social aspect, being part of a real community with real people, not just a virtual one. A change of scene. It's important now, we all realize, especially those that had children during COVID that have been working and looking after their kids at home. It's really important that we can have a change of scene, a space away from home and work. Other services that you can't get at home, such as spa or co-working space, cafe, or specific sports. Specialized programming, equipment range, and access to experienced professionals to support and motivate. So we've looked at what this hybrid model is, and this new wraparound offering is a combination of both in-club and digital. Now, digital, obviously, there's live streaming and an on-demand offering in there as well. And we see this as the perfect solution, which is a blend of personalization. Clubs and trainers can create specific programs to suit your needs that you can do in club and online or wherever you want them to be able to do. That accountability, people don't generally like being let down or letting other people down. The feeling of accountability is a major driver while people interact with premium services such as PT or group fitness. The community of people or someone that you may let down because you don't feel like exercising drives people to make that effort to show up in the gym. The wraparound service delivery. Being able to deliver a service to your customers both in club and online via a variety of different mediums enables brands to support their customers wherever they are. This approach is supported through all different stages of life and the lifestyle and other restraints such as time, money, and other factors that may restrict access to the club. Another important driver, connection to others. One thing that the fitness industry does have in its advantage is communities. despite the exciting appeal that some of these new developments, there's something to be said about working out with people from your local area, socializing with them in a community, training with the trainer who knows you and knows your goals, and having loyalty for the local gym chain. No one wants to be a faceless number at the back of a digital class when they can't be seen or heard, surrounded by a supportive community of people that they know. That's what they all need. We all need that connection to others. The ability to select how and when to exercise. Imagine a mother who's trying to juggle their work and family life, taking time to drive to the gym, taking an extra 30 minutes that she just doesn't have frequently. Being able to do an on-demand class after putting the kids to bed, and then on a Saturday, putting the kids into a creche and attending a class with a friend. For this person, it becomes a wraparound service, which becomes part of an important lifestyle. So you have the best of both worlds. If you tap into the in-club experience, or if you want to do something without having to travel to the gym, now you have the flexibility to fit exercising into your lifestyle without having to compromise anymore. Another advantage, real people delivering a real service. One of the things we saw last year during COVID was many of our customers launched an online offering and was loved seeing their instructors delivering their on-demand and live streaming classes because they were seeing the people connected to them, even if they weren't in front of them. Now, the hybrid model, you can engage with people you know and have met really in life and who you really want to train with, or an in-club or an online experience. Let's move on. So why go hybrid? Well, we believe hybrid gives you and elevates your customer reach. You have localized skills, a global audience. You can offer a service to a wider audience of customers and are no longer confounded by the proximity of your fitness location. An important thing is business continuity plan, keeping trading throughout potential future lockdowns. Who knows if there'll be a COVID-22 or a COVID-23, who knows what's coming down the line. And also looking at new revenue streams as well. So the traditional model is an in-club only model. Now you have new potential models that you can leverage as well, an on-demand only, or a live streaming only, or a combination of all in online, which is on-demand and live streaming. And then a hybrid complete offering, an in-club and online. So all services can be covered. And you can even break that on-demand and live streaming membership down into specific categories of offerings, such as Pilates, dance, yoga, or mumhood, just as a few examples. You can create a variety of pay-as-you-go and membership options. So let's unpack a few more components of this as follows. So I've broken the session today down into looking deeper at live streaming, on-demand, and transformational programming as three separate components on that. So let's start with live streaming. Live streaming classes is an important component of the new service mix, providing the opportunity to differentiate in the market, strengthen relations between club and members 24/7, and monetize an online offer, since now there's nowhere else your community will be able to go to access your bespoke content. You have a number of options when it comes to live streaming, depending on the way you want your customers and trainers both to see each other and interact with each other. To use a traditional broadcasting solution where only customers can view the trainer, I've broken this down into two components for you: live stream broadcast and live stream interact. With the live stream broadcast, simply put, this is rather like a traditional TV where programs are aired at specific times. Some programs can be pre-recorded, like a soap opera, like EastEnders, for example, and others can be broadcasted live, such as the 10 o'clock news. Fisikal has created both of these solutions to give you more flexibility over how you want to see and deliver your service. Do note that the live stream broadcast does not allow both the trainers and the clients to see each other. It'd be rather like the Peloton solution where the clients can see the trainer, but the trainer just can't see that. The live streaming interact solution allows both groups of users to view each other, which is what we'll come to later in the session. So with pre-recorded broadcasts, you can pre-record a class and broadcast it at a specific time, and clients must book into that in order to get access to that. Classes can be inclusive within their membership, or they can incur a specific fee. Fisikal is integrated with both Vimeo and YouTube live streaming solutions, making it easy for you to use tried and tested world-class solutions for this key offering. All the trainer and operator has to do is go into the software and embed the link to the live streaming channel of your choice, and then Fisikal makes it really easy to be able to go through that flow. I've created a video here which will take us through what happens in this live streaming experience using YouTube as an example here. So the client goes to the schedule and they click on the time to book. They simply click book And in this example, it incurs a fee. So this client goes through, purchases the package seamlessly through the application, stored credit card. They buy the pack, and then they go into the class. And then at the point they go back into their schedule, and now they can book that class. At the start time of that class, they can then click on the play button and simply does the rest.
Really excited to be here. I've got the amazing Sally with me, and I've got Bob. So today we're going to be taking you through, I'm going to be taking you through a full body workout.
Rotate their device,
I specialize in.
Stream this up
so we're going to start with the warm-up,
an external device,
and then an AMRAP, which will run for 10 minutes,
so
as many rounds as possible. It'll be a Sally goes, Bob will rest.
There we
Bob
go,
will
very
go.
easy, and
Sally...
they're kept within a completely branded solution for that as well. So the next part is live streaming interact, where users can both see each other, and that's a key differentiator here for that. So let's go through this. During lockdown, the world moved on to conferencing software such as Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Hangouts, and GoToMeeting. As we all know, the new phrases such as "let's Zoom" or "you've got Zoom fatigue" are now all part of the new normal. Having an interactive live streaming solution where the trainer can view the client and all the clients can see each other and the instructor, so they can interact with each other during the session, is a great way to deliver service within the hybrid model framework. An interactive live streaming solution works for PT, small group training, and also for group fitness. One of our customers here in the UK launched an interactive live streaming Group X offering, and since then they've never looked back. This combined with their on-demand offering allowed them to effectively stay in business all the way through multiple lockdowns, and also to grow their audience from a London-centric audience now to have a global reach. Just some interesting stats on how they've done over the last couple of months. During January and February this year, this operator had over 4,500 bookings per week, with paying customers engaging with their interactive live streaming Group X classes. They use Zoom as it connected through Fisikal to deliver the service, and they found that now they have multiple classes every week, nearing the 98 attendees limit through Zoom that the Zoom have in place. But let's take you through an example of how that would work in terms of through a branded experience in one of the physical apps. So similar to the approach before, the user goes to the timetable and they select to book. But now notice that there's a join session link on there behind the scenes, up on the top of the panel. And simply this is presented at the time that the club defines that their users can start or join the session. This is combined in with links to Zoom directly, and the user is seamlessly taken out of the application into Zoom. Now, there are some particular reasons why we've leveraged Zoom or any of the other conferencing services here. One very important one is that Apple had changed the rules in terms of what qualifies for a digital consumption of service within an application. If you consume that service within the system, within the application, without being taken out of it to a third-party solution like Zoom or GoToMeeting or Teams, etc., then Apple could and should take a percentage of any revenue that you actually generate for that service, which is, I believe, is completely unfair, but it is the rules at the moment. That they changed the rules back in September last year, so that any digital session consumed within the app where more than one person is interacting with another in a group setting, so group classes or small group training, that would incur a fee, which is intentional why we take them out of the system. So that's a good thing to consider when looking at what solutions are out there on the market. It's also possible to help customers know what they should do for the very first time. So Fisikal sends out an appointment reminder. This can include the Zoom link, which allows them to go to their appointment notification, click on that, and open Zoom accordingly. However, sometimes it's good to send out some very specific examples to help customers for the first time as they're going through a virtual class, for example. So they may well say, here's what you need to do for your first booking. Download Zoom, get it registered on your device, and then simply go into the app, tap the join session, and that will launch Zoom seamlessly. Giving that really handheld experience makes life a lot easier for customers so that they can have the best possible experience from the off effectively with that. An interactive live streaming solution not only works for Group X, but it also works extremely well for PT and other private services. Now with COVID and people used to working from home and being able to support this area of your online offering as well. Recently, we spoke to a US operator who was completely panicked during lockdown because they completely lost control of all of their trainers. The trainers were all going onto Zoom and delivering private PT sessions and small group training sessions, but none of that came back through the club. So they lost out on any revenue that they could deliver through that solution. So we wanted to make that very easy for clubs to be able to have a branded and engaged flow that users are able to engage with those services directly through the system. So when it comes to virtual PT, we see that or any type of PT, we see that there are two main flows where people book directly with a specific trainer, or they make a booking at a time that suits them, and then they see who is available to deliver that offering. Fisikal has made both options available for use as required. And we've also, Fisikal has configured the system so that if a trainer is offering a specific service via a digital channel, such as Zoom or Google Hangouts, they can embed that in their profile so that any service that's booked with them as an online service actually pre-configured to populate the booking appointment itself. So simply all the customer has to do is go to their My Booking, tap on that start session, and it will launch them to the relevant platform. This solves the challenge of trainers having to WhatsApp customers links to online Zoom training sessions before the class, which is what we saw happening a lot. In this next video, you'll see how easy it is for a customer to go to a specific trainer's profile. They click on the book, they choose the specific service they want, and they can see available time slots that this trainer can deliver this service. It's literally as simple as this. They can then engage with that, go to the session, and at the start time, they go to the Zoom profile for this in this example, and they're launched directly into that private one-to-one session. That makes life very easy. In the next example, we're looking at booking via availability. So I just want to have a PT 60-minute online session at a specific time that works for me at 7 o'clock, and it then presents a list of instructors who are available to deliver that. So providing the trainers are keeping their working shifts up to date and showing availability, Fisikal then handles the rest, and they can launch through and show people easily how they can get that. Here, customers can view when their trainer is available to deliver the service and book directly, providing that they've paid in advance. If they haven't paid in advance, Fisikal has integrated now with over 120 payment platforms around the world. Customers can easily pay for an individual drop-in session or purchase an individual pack of PT, or they can purchase a subscription of PT as well. All of these offerings are possible. Fisikal's developed an advanced shift management solution, which enables trainers to configure what trainers are available on specific shifts. So if you want to assign a shift to a trainer where they clean equipment, deliver classes, inductions, etc., or talk to members, then the PT is not available for PT to deliver. The trainer's not able to deliver PT at these times. When a member goes to see who is available at the time, it will look at what shift they're on and make sure that they can deliver that service. We have a trainer app called Fisikal Pro that is available, and trainers can adjust their shifts accordingly to make it easier for members to see when they're available. And they can do this via an iOS or Android application. Okay, we created an in-depth tutorial on how to configure Zoom and YouTube into live streaming solutions to make it easier for operators to know how best to set this up. And there's a series of recommendations that we put in place to help that. And from an operational perspective, as business owners, you will be able to track everything that's going on with your staff. We have a variety of in-platform reports, as well as a business dashboarding service, which allows you to see what's going on in your business. So you can identify if anything's going adrift and make changes in processes and services to guide the business back on track and check performance. Operators are able to visualize attendance and capacity, so you can see trends in bookings of what's going well and what's not going well, so that you can make adjustments as need be. For the second part out of 3, we're looking at on-demand. And we'll go through how Fisikal can help you with this on-demand offering in your clubs. Providing an on-demand content through Fisikal solution enables members to be taken on a bespoke, custom-branded journey whenever suits them. Effectively, they can train whenever they like, how they like. In this example, this is a chain in London called Frame. They created a really nice solution, all leveraging Fisikal from behind the scenes, that allows people to take a sneak peek if they're a non-member for this. And if they like what they see, they can then sign up and purchase a membership for this particular service. If I am logged in and I have paid for this add-on, it will immediately show me all of the classes. And what was nice with Frame is once logged in, customers can filter by mood as well, which is really unique. So depending on how you're feeling, you can filter classes by your mood, feeling drained, fragile, moody AF, pumped, etc. You can pre-filter all of the content in there as well. So it's a really nice solution that these guys created. And this is all leveraging Fisikal behind the scenes. We created a front-end user experience on a custom portal build for them as well. Contrary to that, an operator such as Third Space, we created an on-demand library of content in a mobile application. This is the second evolution of the app for them. They've got a new version of this coming out very, very soon. They've just launched an online version of this solution as well. And here workouts can be filtered by duration, equipment, or goal as well. And they're categorized in specific ways. So you've got an opportunity to deliver a digital workout in someone's hand or up on a screen and fire it up to a larger TV, depending on what you're doing. The platform has a variety of programs can be configured depending on how you want your customers to engage with your services. Whether that's just a preview, a video workout as a class filmed end to end, or if it's a timer workout where you have Tabata sets reps or do this exercise for 3 minutes, for example. This is showcasing a few of these different solutions here up on the screen, and this is showing a preview workout. So it's like a list of exercises with coaching notes to take people through their digital journey. And the last section is all about transformational programming and how customers can use that. Operators can group content into daily or weekly blocks of content and then configure these into specific timelines for specific audiences. Timed programs can then be associated to a customer, for example, when they join, or they buy a specific type of membership, or they've had an assessment and the trainer recommends that here's a specific program for them. Specific content is then drip fed to the customer, releasing for a certain period of time or for a specific number of days to help that member through their journey. In the example that I'm going to bring up as a video on the screen here, celebrity trainer Jesse Pavelka in the US takes his customers on a 12-week transformational program, showing them how best to eat, swim, eat, sweat, think, and connect with the world around them. Let's press play on this so you can see how this works.
Okay, so right now I am extremely excited for you because this is the start of what could be a very transformative experience. During this program, you'll be working with my philosophy of health, the 4 elements: eat, sweat, think, and connect. 4 areas of your life that provide you with the tools and know-how to provide meaning to the logic. Weekly meal plans and recipes will be providing you with variety. It'll also keep you away from the numbers. As this is an inside-out approach, I've included mood foods in your recipes to help you create a sustainable mood, gut health, also feed your brain and strengthen your focus. There's some real power in getting out of your head and into your body. For sweat, I'll be taking you through a progressive exercise program in real time that you can do anytime, anywhere. We'll be exercising mental and emotional health within the think element. There will be regular podcasts to support you on your inward journey. Make meaningful connections with yourself and those around you. Create strength in a different way and take a deep dive into the Connect podcast. Check the library section of the app and access all the content available throughout your JP4 journey. Look ahead and see your week to view for the 4 elements: eat, sweat, think, and connect. I invite you now to step away from your old ideas of health. Put away the scales, don't calorie count, but rather connect to what you really want and how you want to feel.
It's a really nice solution that they've created here to allow their customers to be taken on a very specific journey for all different dimensions of total wellness, not just about physical exercise, so mental health or nutrition, etc. as well. And essentially, they delivered that through a number of different mediums, through video, through PDF, through time workouts, through video workouts, and through audio podcasts. And all of those different mediums can be delivered easily through Fisikal, through to a very highly branded custom app in a particular way as well. And once that content's been assigned, it drip feeds to the dashboard, as you saw, but you can always go back through into the on-demand library, essentially, and view how users, and then watch how their users are engaging with that. And that's a key component of what we do here at Fisikal, is we're tracking everything behind the scenes, what content they look at, how long do they engage with it? Do they start a workout and then exit the workout? How far through the workout did they get? Which workouts are the most frequently started versus those that are not completed? We track everything down to which exercises are being skipped by specific customers as well, so that you can then present this information back to a dashboard of some description and view the success of your engagement. And that makes real sense from an operator's perspective. So we can showcase, well, this is doing really well, so let's do more of this, or this isn't doing well. Is this about communication, or just members just don't know about it? So we're able to present the data, the real data, back to you so that you can make specific business decisions on how you want to move that forward. One of our operators have really engaged with their audience during the lockdown with their on-demand platform, so much so that for the past 2 months in a row, they've had an average of over 70,000 sessions being completed by customers, paying customers within the app. One of their videos alone had 23,500 unique viewers engaging with it. It was a paid one, and I think it was a 1980s aerobics class, and it seemed to be a lot of fun that was going on for this brand as well. So it kept them, helped keep them in business during this lockdown period. And I urge everybody to look at what they want to do with this, with a digital offering, and then choose somebody that knows how to do this, whether it's Fisikal or another partner. But I thought I'd open up the floor to questions now, Robert. If you have any, I'm really delighted to go through those. And I put some contact details up on the screen, should anybody want to get in touch with us and show how we can help you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Rob. I thought really interesting, and it's obviously a very current topic, but seeing just how detailed what you go into is fantastic. I think it's such a good product. So I've made notes and a few questions and maybe small statements as I was listening in. So, but if anybody else has got any questions, put them into the chat feature. There's a couple of familiar faces, so hopefully we'll have some bit of participation from you guys. I'm just going to read off, it's probably not in any particular order. What I like about this, and I've noticed, I think the digital elements or digital platforms up until COVID have been very much around online personal training. I think every man and his dog who's a personal trainer turns to an online PT, and that's been growing. But what we're now seeing is the participation element from a class perspective, and I think what you do well is the combination of the two. And I think that's always probably been where there's a separation in the past. So I think that's really a really good feature that you've got in there. I suppose the obvious one is COVID. It's been a massive hit from last year. How did you see, what was your projection, and how did it affect your sort of uptake of the Fisikal products when it hit? It's probably putting you on the spot a little in terms of figures, but let's see how it changed you.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and as I was saying to you, but just before everybody else jumps on the call, I actually looked back at an old presentation I sent through to Crunch Fitness in America back in 2011, and the functionality was already there in Fisikal. But my suggestion was, why don't you offer customers the opportunity to work out at home? So if they can't make it into the gym for whatever reason, they can engage with a video. They missed the class, they couldn't attend. Here's a video of it to engage with it. And the industry said no at that time. And very few people for the past 10 years have been able to deliver digital content efficiently. And we've been working hard behind the scenes doing it. We've looked at delivering education for product manufacturers as well as clubs to deliver education through to their instructors through the platform. So during COVID, we saw that suddenly we became extremely busy by our existing customers that weren't prepared, and showing them how that they needed to use these core areas of the functionality that they just disregarded or didn't have time to focus on or didn't deem important enough at that point. And again, it's a part of a business cycle for everybody. It's a learning curve. And we also onboarded new customers as well. So from a an operations perspective, there was never ever a good time when the clubs are open to transfer your entire tech infrastructure or some key components onto a new platform. However, in COVID, you don't have any of the operational distractions because your clubs are closed. So it became a really good opportunity for those that were able to do it from a mindset perspective, and also had the cash to be able to not receive any revenue, but make an investment into a new way of doing things, so that they were future-proofed for what could come in the future with an online offering, an in-club offering. So creating that hybrid and removing consolidating all of their tech structure into one platform. It became an opportunity for physical. So it was an opportunity for physical to grow last year. That being said, we were all still worried and challenged by working from home and kids coming in and distracting. So it wasn't, hey, we were doing really well, there weren't any challenges. We all experienced the challenges through these lockdowns like everybody else did, as well as we were incredibly busy during these periods as well.
Yeah, fantastic. I can imagine. And I'd imagine it's only going to stay busy for you as well as clubs engaged.
We hope so. We hope so. It's a tough one because people sat on their hands a lot during this period. They felt they wanted to do something, but almost felt slightly paralyzed in the process. And something, you've got the big tech giants coming in like Peloton and Apple Fit that are coming into the market space, and they're saying, well, do we really want to compete with these? And I think the answer is yes, because they don't have the local connection to your community, and the people that people want to see are the people that they know. And that's what we saw. We did some polls with our clubs, and they said, well, people really love to engage with the trainers that they knew from their clubs, whether it was a big multinational chain saying, well, here are some of our best trainers delivering the service. More people engaged with classes from their trainers that they knew from faces in the club. So I think from that perspective, it gives the fitness industry a competitive advantage to be able to offer that service without having to worry that, just be concerned and watch what the Silicon Valley firms are doing. However, let's make sure that we can continue to be strong together as a community of fitness facilities to deliver content with people that real people actually know.
Yeah, agreed. And that's one thing I wrote down, is it's celebrity versus the familiar face. And I think from an engagement perspective and maintaining a membership, if the popular instructors in your club can deliver the classes and deliver the PT, they're going to carry on as a member in the hybrid vein. One thing I did scribble down as well, the words came out of phygital, which I hate the word. I'd like that you stick with the word hybrid as well, because it is what it is. It tells a story, doesn't it? Guys asked a question, what specific metrics or data should clubs be focusing on to grow their hybrid business? Member data too, or is it simply login plus visits or more?
Guys, it's a great question, and I think they should be looking at all the different parts of data that they can. Sure, membership is a good way to track. However, there's a lot of sleeping members that aren't aware that or are not paying attention to what's going out of their account on a month-to-month basis, and tracking those users against engagement as well. And I term engagement as their interaction with specific services. So whether it's check-ins to the club or engagement with the digital workout from home, or also a live streaming class as well, and tracking that in detail. I think that's a critical way that we almost look at now. Is it's not just, the industry traditionally has just sold memberships and then looked at, well, we've got more members joining than leaving, our business is doing well. Well, let's actually have a look at those that are still members and track them in further detail to make sure that we are delivering the service, because at some point they'll wake up and say, oh my gosh, I've been paying for this membership for how long, and I'm actually not using the facilities or any of their services. I'm going to leave and go elsewhere. So making sure that we can continue to retain customers and track how all of our customers are engaging with our services, but then personalizing programming for our members based on real data. So maybe a good way here is to create an assessment or member profiling like we did with Third Space. So members, as they join, they enter a very short questionnaire, 3 questions, multiple choice answers. Why am I joining? How many times a week am I going to go? What's your outcomes for success in being part of our club chain? And then capturing that information, interpreting it, and then sending out specific personalized communications through to them based on what they actually want as a member.
myself on mute for a minute. Then you probably heard my dog going a bit crazy just a moment ago, so apologies there.
It wasn't my dog. I was thinking, is my dog going to go mad? But I think he's outside in the garden somewhere.
No, unfortunately, Bert chose this as the moment to do his thing. So there we go. He's quiet now. A few questions. You talked about how the system can record statistics on everything, and you particularly mentioned about drop-offs through a class, but also specific exercises. I think that's great. Do you have any statistics though in terms of how long people generally stay engaged within a, let's say, an hour or 45-minute class? I would imagine it's quite high because it's I do online classes myself, and it's sort of that we make a point of going to do the duration. So I'd imagine that the drop-off rate is quite high.
It's a really good question. We have the stats for that, and that's normally something that the operators analyze themselves. So we're not overseeing and looking at everybody else's data in that granular detail. I mean, we're looking at it in terms of, are they tracking enough, etc. But we're not saying, well, we're not at this point, and there is an opportunity for a service here that we could help provide a new service, which is analysis into what's working and not working through data analysis. We could offer that as a service going forward, but it's not traditionally something we do. But Rob, I agree with you. If you make a commitment into doing a class, you do the class. It's not, well, I've done enough of it, I think I'll pass. For me, if I start, which is really a non time, so I'm like, oh, I haven't quite got time, but I've committed to doing it, so I'm actually going to make my way through the class, get it done, and then move on to the next thing.
But I think my only last sort of comment really is if you're tracking when exercises are skipped, it's probably burpees are the one that people are skipping the most.
That always comes up as I hate that. Every time we've done quite a few third space workouts on demand during lockdown at home, and oh no, burpees again. How many sets have I got of burpees today? It seems to be an industry thing that you either love. It's like Marmite. You either love them or hate them, and there's a lot of people that hate Marmite, so burpees as well.
I hate both are in that group. Rob, that's all. That's most of my questions have done. I think it's a really great product. So we've obviously got your contact details here. We're going to pop these in the group. Unless anybody's got any more questions, I just want to say thank you very much for hosting for us. Thanks for jumping on, telling us more about the product, and we'll obviously no doubt speak soon. And thank you very much, guys.
Fantastic. Have a great afternoon and weekend, guys. Take care.
Cheers all.